Good evening, YouTube. It is NeoNexudus here with a announcement. The OCG ban list has been announced. Now, I'm going to take you through some of the some of the cards that have been put on the list, and give you my thoughts of what I think about it. Please tune into the KCP because we shall start re-recording very soon, according to Kalo Shade. We'll be covering this a lot more in depth than just my personal opinion. We'll be getting a wide, varied opinions from all our commentators and things like that. So, without further ado, Fishbowl Blaster. Now, this card kind of surprises me a little. I knew fish were going to be hit, but surely there's better cards to hit than Fishbowl Blaster, like Deep Sea King Kolacath and things like that. So, not quite sure what to make of Blaster, although it does slow down Frognarks and other sort of water decks going into Formula Synchron and whatnot. Mindmaster, once again, not too sure why. If you know why, please post down in the description why they would forbid it. Giant Trunade. A lot of people have been bitching and moaning about this card for fucking ages. And they finally got it banned, like they got Brain Control banned. Rather disappointing, really, because Trunade is more fair than any other spell and trap removal out there. It only sends them back to your hand, and you can put them back down. And it sends all spells and traps back to your hand. Yes, you can recycle your bloody Call the Haunted, but that's about it. You know, one card out of 40. So that's kind of a disappointment to see going. Sure, you can't stop it with like Starlight Road and stuff, but you guys wanted Heavy Storm banned a couple of formats ago. Why do you want it back? People say it sets up OTKs, but so does Heavy Storm. You know. Royal Oppression. I'm glad to see this card go. It's a bloody pain in the arse. They can constantly pay 800 to negate a summon. Or a special summon, rather. And it's a bloody pain in the arse. I'm a damn sight happy to see this card go. Especially in bloody Gravekeepers, as if they weren't enough of a lockdown deck. Then we got to one, the restricted. Blackluster Soldier, End with the Beginning. I do not see this card coming back in the TCG. I'm sorry, but a 3k beater that can attack twice, and with the priority ruling still in effect, can still just call priority to remove any monster on the field regardless of position. I'm sorry, but that don't sit right with me. I mean, why bring this card back out of everything that you could bring back? Bring back fucking Ring of Destruction over this, please. Debris Dragon at 1. Can't say I'm not disappointed, can't say I didn't see it coming, because I did. Same with Lone Fire Blossom at 1. Now, this is really knocking down the plant decks. Now, there's one card in the restricted section or the banned section that's not there, that I expect to see, and that is Dandelion. Mind you, this is the OCG, and there are sometimes one or two variations between the two lists, because the OCG have a completely different meta structure to what we do over here. Over there, it's all junk, doppel, and samurais along with some agents. Over here we got Tengu plants and 6 samurais and things like that, but you know, it's kind of nice to see these cards get hit, because the plant engine's been around for what, 2, 3 formats now, maybe even 4, I don't know, and quite frankly it's had its time, it needs to go. Another card I'm quite happy to see go down to 1, Legend 6 Samurai Shien. It's way too overpowered, way too easy for 6 Samurais and other decks to go into, as long as you run a 6 Samurai monster, which can be Elder of the 6 Samurai, because I know some ex-Over players are running that as a Cyber Dragon and then just synchroing it into it with a partial. So yeah, I'm glad to see that go. Once per turn they can negate a spell or trap card. Yeah, that's cut, and it's a 2/5 beta. It's too powerful to leave at 3, so 1 is fine. Techgenus Hyper Librarian, the card is fucking ridiculous. You draw each time you synchro summon. It needs to go to 1. It's an emergency limitation. Formula Synchron, same sort of reason I guess as Hyper Librarian. It's too easy to make nowadays. Running it in 2s and 3s just gives you too many draws, and in combination with Techgenus Hyper Librarian, it is ridiculous. I mean, I was dueling Max Royal 72 today on Dueling Network. You got Hyper Librarian out, then you got Double Formula out. He ended up drawing fucking 4 bloody cards. It was ridiculous. Okay, Heavy Storm. Okay, it's coming back. I don't mind Heavy Storm coming back. I just got pissed off on people saying, oh, True Name needs to be banned, we need Heavy Storm. But you wanted Heavy Storm banned a couple of formats ago. You know, the one bloody reason why we started setting all this massive back row is because there was no Heavy Storm to fear. And people enjoyed it. You know, we can set up for our plays, you got stupid people playing Royal Decree and things like that. So, you know, you wanted it gone and now you want it back. So congratulations, you got it. But Heavy Storm just means that you're open to a brand new set of plays, and it's going to force that Solemn Judgment, because you're not going to want your entire back row destroyed. So you're going to end up paying half your life points to negate one spell card, and then you're going to be sitting on some more back row, which are easy enough to get rid of through Dust Tornadoes and MSTs and such likes. Primal Seed. It's a very old spell card that allows you to take 2 of your removed from play or banished now monsters. Take 2 of those monsters that are banished and add them to your hand. And that's you can only activate that if you have Black Luster Soldier, Envoy at the beginning, or Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy at the end. Now, people thought Envoy at the end was going to come back because you got a reprint in the Kyber pack. It's too broken. It is next to never coming back. Just like the Crush Guard Virus, that is next to never coming back. People thought Pot of Greed was going to come back because it got a reprint. It didn't. So many cards have had so many reprints. I'm very surprised to see the Black Luster Soldier come back, especially with the priority ruling over here as it is. But I guess since this is the OCG list, it doesn't really matter to them because they don't have priority anymore. So it kind of works for them. 1 Shien Smoke Signal. I totally agree. If most decks are only allowed 1 rotor, or that stands for reinforcement of the army for people who don't abbreviate, then Samurai should only be allowed 1 Shien Smoke Signal. Simple. Pot of Avarice at 1. With all the Tengu spam and the plant spam and things like that, I'm not surprised to see this card go to 1 whatsoever. It's a little bit disheartening because I do run 2 in my junk deck, but I guess I could just run something else. So yeah, that slows down plant decks and, well, it kind of slows the game down in general, so I'm quite happy to see that. Semi-restricted, Summon a Monk. I'm not surprised with the release of Xyz monsters. Summon a Monk really needed to go up 1 because he's a major recruiter, and so yeah, like I said, it's a major recruiter, and with Xyz coming out, it's a major recruiter. It's gonna push those level 4s. We got Illuminite coming out in November in Proton Shockwave, which requires 3 level 4 monsters, which not a lot of decks are going to be able to do, apart from really zombies. Or unless you're running Goblinberg and unless you go Goblinberg, Fresh Summon, Summon a Monk, discard the spells, Fresh Summon another level 4. That's just another way to do it. So yeah, Summon a Monk at 2. I quite generally agree with that. I'm quite happy. I'm going to pick up some Summon a Monks myself. Always did like the card. Tragodia up 2. Rather interesting. I suppose with heavy storm and the likes, we're going to need that little bit of extra added defence. So yeah, I can understand Tragodi going to 2. Necrogunner at 2, same sort of reason as Tragodi, I presume. I can see zombies taking in 2 Necrogunners to block attacks, as well as using Utopia to block 2 attacks, or rather Utopia blocking 3 attacks, because it self-destructs, and apparently, according to my locals judge, when Utopia self-destructs when it's attacked, it counts as the attack is connected even though it's self-destructed. A replay doesn't occur apparently, so if you got an official ruling, please post it down in the comments, because I'd love to see what the ruling states that it can do that or cannot do that. So yeah, moving on. Luring Tiger, the ice barrier. I wasn't aware this even went down any notches or up any notches. I think it went to 3 a while back, but no one really plays DeLorean. It's kind of a pointless card really. So, I'm not sure how I was feeling on that. Destiny draw at 2, that's rather an interesting turn of events. Can't say I'm surprised with all the hero support. People are going to be digging out their old Destiny heroes, their old elemental heroes and things like that, because the next format is going to be pretty much ruled by zombies, heroes and things like that. Swords of Revealing Light at 2, rather interesting. This card's been at 1 for ages. A lot of stall decks use it. I know Scapegoat user would probably use it in an empty jar or in Exodia or something like that, so you'll be pretty happy about this. I'm not too pleased to see Swords go to 2. I mean, yes, it's a classic spell card, it's a Yugi card, you gotta love it for being a Yugi card. At the end of the day, we don't need more stalling. Mind Crush at 2. Interesting with all the searching that's going on. I can see why that might go to 2. I can see the feasibility in it. I can see the playfulness because of Sangan and Goblin Zombie and things like that, always giving you the search. So yeah, I can see Mind Crush comes to 2. That kind of balances everything, all the mass searching that's going on with Pixies. It kind of balances it out. Now, to Call the Haunted. This is a bit of a weird one, but as long as I can remember, Call the Haunted's been at 1. Why put it to 2 unless they're really trying to push this Ixies thing without actually trying to make them absolutely broke? Because some people say, oh, why is Haunted at 2, not Monster Reborn? Quite frankly, Monster Reborn can disrupt your opponent by reborning their monsters in the grave. Call the Haunted only targets your graveyard and you have to special summon it in face-up attack position. Plus it can be used as a defensive card, so they go attack, you activate Call the Haunted. So with Call the Haunted going to 2, I can kind of see that they're really trying to push this Ixiesing thing. Now, onto the no longer restricted. A few of these really grind my gears. Judgment Dragon at 3. What the feck in fecking fuck is this card doing unlimited? I'm sorry, there is no reason for Judgment Dragon to be swinging round at 3. I know this is the OCG list, but if it comes to be in the bloody TCG, it's going to mean game over. Light Swans are going to fucking dominate over bloody everything. They're going to go drop JD, nuke the field, drop another JD, drop another JD, good fucking game. There is nothing you can bloody do against that. Even if you do get rid of the first JD, the second JD will take you out. If the second JD don't take you out, it'll be the bloody third. I mean, come on guys. We got Dark Arm Dragon at 1, and he's weaker. He's harder to summon than Judgment Dragon is. Why is this card a 3k beta that you only pay $1,000 to destroy all cards on the field, except for itself, still allowed to be at more than 1? This card, in my opinion, should have been banned. It's ridiculous. Moving on. Spirit Reaper at 3. Now, this is rather silly. This is just with things like Swords Within Light and now Spirit Reaper at 3. Oh, can I be trying to push for a stalling format? I don't know. Leave your comments down below on what you think. Overload Fusion at 3. Kind of see why. People usually run it at 1 anyway. I doubt anyone's going to run it at 2, because generally Overload Fusion is an end game card. You draw Overload Fusion, you play it, you remove machines in your graveyard, you go into Chimera Tech Over Dragon, you try and swing for game, really. So yeah, triple MST. I saw this coming a bloody mile off, with people bitching and moaning all about Giant Trunade, saying the card's broke, it needs to be banned, this, that and the other. I was just thinking, fine, ban Giant Trunade, put MST up to 3, where it needs to be. Heavy Storm and MST, that is going to be an LOL factor format, because there are so many cards that can, well, protect against this. You got Stardust, Starlight Road for Heavy Storm, and one of my favourite cards, oh my god, if this comes past in the TCG, I'm going to lol so hard at people trying to troll me with their triple MSTs and their dust, well, with their triple MSTs and their Heavy Storms, because I'm just going to play Judgment of Anubis. Now, for all of you people who are thinking, oh, Judgment of Anubis is a bad card, this, that and the other, you have to neg 1, this, that and the other. No. In this instance, with the likes of MST at 3 and Heavy Storm at 1, you know, Starlight Road is going to make its way into a lot of decks, but I reckon I'm going to start playing Judgment of Anubis again, because you're going to have 4 targets. Now, the ratio of 1 to 4 is pretty good. Just running a tech Judgment of Anubis can actually mean game, because not only is it a counter trap, so that means only Solemn Judgment or Dark Bribe or 7 Tools can stop it. The card effect is as thus: you discard 1 card, that is the cost, and you negate the activation of and this effect of a spell card controlled by your opponent that includes the effect of destroying spell and or trap cards on the field, and destroy it. So it's an instant negation. Then you can destroy 1 face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. Now this card is a beauty, because if they go MST or Heavy Storm expecting to wipe you out with a big hefty monster, you play Judgment of Anubis and take out a chunk of their life points, if not the remainder of their life points, of blowing up their monster. So not even Stardust Dragon can get around Judgment of Anubis, because it's a counter trap. It's a faster speed spell than Stardust is. So, you know, I think Judgment of Anubis has its time to come back and shine. I'm really happy about this, and so are a lot of my old school duelist friends. So I recommend buying up Judgment of Anubis now, guys, because I kind of reckon MST is going to come to 3 in the TCG along with Heavy Storm. I would not be surprised. Moving on, Megamorph at 3. This card's no longer a big threat. Not many people play it. It should have gone to 3 a long time ago. You know, it only works if your life points are lower than your opponent's. You equip it to a monster and its attack points are doubled. You know, we've got so much monster removal through attacks like D-Prison and such. It's not really going to matter. I mean, with triple MSTs, they attack. UMST, their Megamorph, they crash into your monster, because they have less attack points, their monster's destroyed, and they take some damage. And that is what I call lolling. Just sitting back, oh, I power up my monster such and such, because Megamorph's at 3. Yeah, okay. You attack, I'll activate MST. Oh, what? That is pretty much the expression people are going to make. Oh, what? So yeah, Megamorph at 3. Not really bothered. Gravity Bind at 3. Now this is kinda weird. I know not a lot of people run Gravity Bind, but with the new XCs coming out, I guess I could kind of see it. Because, once again, Konami's really pushing for the XCs monsters. Because XCs are ranks, they don't have levels, therefore they get under Gravity Bind. Just means your lower little minion monsters can't attack. So you're just going to have to deal with level 3 and lowers. So yeah. And last card on the list, Icarus Attack. Now, Icarus Attack at 3. Icarus Attack is currently at 2, I believe. Putting it back up to 3. Are you trying to revive Black Wings, Konami? Are you trying to revive them? Because, yes, it gives a bit of instruction, I suppose, but with Kalute still being at 1, they're still going to be a far cry from what they used to be. So, yeah. Another side note on Judgment Dragon, because they don't have priority in the OCG, that's probably why they're putting JD at 3. Because they can't just go summon, call priority to nuke, summon, game. If this card, I don't see this card coming to 3 in the TCG if we keep the priority ruling. Hopefully this card will go down to 1, or banned even. So, yeah, that's just my personal hate against Light Swarms, because I really do hate them. I hate the archetype. Judgment Dragon's ridiculously overpowered. Plus, they're autopilot, so they require absolutely no skill whatsoever. I'm going to get a lot of people raging about this, but I don't give a flying fuck. Light Swarm require no skill. Anyway, I've been NeoNexudus. You've been my lovely audience. Listen to me ramble on now for quite a while. But rambling and ranting is what I do best. You know, I'm British. Deal with it. I'm NeoNexudus, member of Teamwataponuk UK. Come check us out on YouTube. We got some more videos upcoming soon. So yeah, until next time, peace.